Welcome to a lot of important announcements in one video, and most of which aren't exactly the best. And to begin with, I'll start out with kind of what the whole world is talking about right now, being the coronavirus. My university, the University of Kentucky, has canceled physical classes until at least April 6th. And next week is spring break anyway, so I'm back at my home. My home is fairly close to Lexington, but not there. So I'm not right next to the coronavirus anymore. But yeah, my university was also treating a patient with the coronavirus less than a mile away from my dorm. So while I feel healthy and all that, I do think it's definitely a good decision that my university isn't requiring students to go back until at least April 6th. So, what does that mean for videos? Frankly, there's no plan now. This is such a big and changing issue. I don't know. But I will say this in terms of videos in general. I don't know exactly when it would happen or how many videos it will be. But I'm going to attempt to bring back Rantatin, because there's a whole heck of a heap that needs it. Whether it be, there's stuff going on with the crew too that needs addressed, and kind of Ubisoft in general. Even Drive Club is looking like it might have quite a big negative that will probably show up in this video. There's no just the background in this video. And as I've somewhat hinted before, well, I'm never going to do it on my main channel because I'm never going to accept things of that, whether that be my main account being LBRY on PlayStation Network or my main channel being this one anymore. I'm going to attempt to play NBA 2K19 for Rantatin videos just to destroy the game even more, because the 2K franchise still needs it. While there ain't going to be an NBA season anymore from what it's looking like, it's no excuse for the NBA video game franchise, the sole one, to do what they're doing, and they need to be destroyed. But as of now, what's destroyed and overall, why I'm starting Rantatin for another reason is, while it's hard to plan videos for this channel anymore given what's going on in the world right now, this, for an individual case, is the main reason. Sony's basically screwing me over right now, and I don't know why. Drive Club, I bought the Bikes DLC, like, soon before it ended on PlayStation Store, because it wouldn't have a chance again. But, lo and behold, while I was able to use it for the first few months, as of late, for some reason, something screwed up with it. Like, I was able to get 2 or so months of use out of it, but now it just straight up won't load. And because of that, because this part needs updated, the entirety of Drive Club won't actually play online. And that's the main point of making videos anyway, is to show the online bit, because that's ending in less than 2 weeks, or I guess about 2, depending on when this video comes. Roughly 2 weeks, depending on the video. If Drive Club doesn't load, then remember how I said when I thought there's going to be a channel hiatus, but then luckily y'all helped quite a bit with LBRY. I very much thank y'all for that. Well, this would be when my channel's roughly coming back, and now there's no reason to come back if the video game I was going to come back for ain't working. I bought this with my own money, and it simply ain't working. View error info. Cannot download. The data is corrupted. Now that just sounds like you delete and try again, right? Or I've deleted and tried again over multiple days, probably 6 times now. I've spent, in total, I mean technically about 2 weeks trying to do it, but in total maybe 4 different days of attempting it, and then 6 different times total. And every cotton picking time I get the same result. Whether I'm trying to download multiple games at once, or just Drive Club, I get the same result. And this ain't the only game it's happening with. It also happens with Steep, which is just a free game from PlayStation Network that I got like a year ago. But I figured if I'm gonna bring back Rantatin, I may as well bring back as many games as possible. And it just straight up ain't downloading. And then Just Cause 4, I completed. It's meh. I mean, the game itself is meh, but it's cool for destroying stuff. There's really nothing to do with Rantatin. I just deleted it because I completed the game. And it's one of those games that it's a fun sandbox game and all that, but there's only so much you can do in a sandbox before it gets boring to an extent. But I figured I'd bring back that too, just because I could. And it seems to be downloading. And even the worst video game of all time, except for 2K20 is probably worse, but I ain't gonna get it because this one was so terrible to begin with. NBA 2K19 is loading. When a franchise that has gone downhill quicker than I've ever seen any franchise go downhill in the history of time works, but then these two don't. One of which being a quite successful company as well. That's beyond messed up. And it's not just because this one's like a disc or something. All of these 4 are digital downloads, but then yet 2 are working, 2 are not. One of which is the game I was going to do content on. So, yeah, this definitely deserves a Rantatin video in which I'll go into more detail and uncensored detail about it. There's stuff about the crew too I'll mention, and again, that's really all of it if I have time to. But for now, more than anything, just stay safe and all that, because coronavirus and all that. But I was hoping because I would have time to, I would be able to record more. And then in this circumstance, that kind of works out because the time it's looking like is going to happen. And the need for it is somewhat there as well if less people have less things to do, like outside and such. But if I don't have content to do it, there's nothing I can really do. Again, I'll bring back Rantatin, but I wish it was on better circumstances. The general point of Rantatin is bad circumstances to begin with. But still, no matter what videos I do on whatever channel, the main point is usually meant to be some type of entertainment. But Rantatin at this point, sometimes it's meant to be comical. May just be straight up venting. If Sony essentially stole my money and made something that I paid $15, being the Drive Club Bikes DLC or whatever it was, 12, 15, whatever. The point is not the money that I paid, it's that it's not working. No matter how much I paid, it should work. Whether I paid $1 or $100, it should work. But yet it's not. And it's not because my memory's full either, because these two are working. Those are both going up, so it's not that I'm out of memory on the system either. So, yeah, I don't know what to do about that. If y'all have solutions, leave it in the comments. But I've tried everything I can think of. I've tried doing it on different internets. I've tried doing it, like putting the PlayStation in mesh mode. I've tried turning it off and turning it back on again. I tried restarting the download. I tried pausing and continuing to actually. I've tried everything that I can think of, and it's not working for either of these games. One of these Ubisoft, which is supposedly a real successful company and all that, but again, the Crew 2 is going to get some videos. It's the same general company. And this will be mentioned as well in a video like this. I get that Evolution Studios doesn't exist anymore, but apparently that's not the issue when this is also having the same issue. I don't know what's going on, and it's extremely making me mad, that's for sure. The future videos of my channel, I mean, I guess I can still live stream stuff. I could live stream, like, Wreckfest, or, I mean, I'm kind of running out of options. I still have Project Cars 2, but I'm not anything better than just kind of blah at it. I'm nowhere near as good in Project Cars 2 as I am in GG Sport. And the motivation to get there ain't there all that much either, just because the game is over. It's not going to update or anything. But you can't really blame them for that, because they never said that they were going to get tons of updates when PD did. PD said the 400, 500 cars, and we're just simply not going to get there. As long as PD's focusing on GT7, it's not going to be too much of a rantating on them, but I really wasn't expecting this. But to be fair, the whole world wasn't expecting how bad coronavirus is getting, so just more than anything, stay safe and all that. And once at times like this, I could do more in the literal sense and in just videos and such, but my hands are tied beyond things that I can control and multiple reasons, so yeah. I wish I could say I had time to make more videos on better circumstances, but I don't have really the content to make too many more videos on this channel, nor the schedule to do it, and again, not the best circumstances, so not much of this is really worth a yeehaw, but I guess in the general sense, Rantatin coming back, again, it's on LBRY. Check that out on LBRY because YouTube censors it. LBRY doesn't, at least that's something. LBRY doesn't censor stuff, but in a general sense, I guess that's a good thing, and yeah, there's no way to know the future at this point, but more than anything, just keep a positive outlook in that we have the resources in the world now to where we can deal with this better than we ever have before. While it's certainly not perfect, as time advances, overall the resources will advance. The resources may run out, but we'll think of new things to help things out. Whether everybody can get them is kind of hard to say, but nonetheless, struggle advances the world quicker than anything else, whether the struggle be war or famine or disease in this case. In the long run, generally that does create strides in a positive direction. So our sacrifice now will hopefully lead to betterment in the future. And maybe in the future. Who knows when, though. That'll be worth a yeehaw.